Well, Canadian farm groups continue to push federal and provincial governments to find a compromise on business risk management programming. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, joins us now with the latest insight. And Shaun, as always, thanks for your time this morning. So what exactly is happening this week at the FPT meetings that are taking place?
Hey, Jenna, great to be with you. So just to kind of shed some light on what these FPT meetings are in regards to the BRM program, it's sort of like Canadian farmers trying to renegotiate the farm bill. That's kind of the extent of it, just to provide a little bit of a comparison there for you. So the FPT meeting started last Friday. And we've been hearing from different sources that there's definitely not a lot of agreement on what should happen in terms of reforms to the business risk management programs, particularly agri-stability. There was a presentation that was given on Monday by the Canadian Pork Council, the Canadian Cattlemen's Association, as well as the CFA and the Grain Growers of Canada. Different ministers and their deputies from across the country were there and were able to ask questions. What we're expecting is on Friday is a completion to the meeting, and we're going to find out if they're able to reach some sort of consensus and sort of come to terms with some of the things that farm groups have been asking for, which is a bump up in the payment to 85% and getting rid of the reference margin. But I would say here at midweek, they're having a hard time trying to find some sort of consensus on that.
So what are the possible outcomes from these talks that are taking place, Shaun?
Well, one of the big sticky points here is that there's a cost share between the federal government and the provinces. And it's been very good politics for the provinces to sort of blame the federal government and the federal government to put it back and say, hey, the provinces are the ones that won't contribute their 40%. So one of the outcomes is nothing happens, and this just gets kicked further down the road. And remember that this is going back a year ago where the can kicking first started to July, then the meeting was delayed till this fall, all due to COVID. One of the other possible outcomes is the federal government says, hey, you know what? We're going to fund up to 85%. We're going to put in our 60% of the funding. Provinces, it's on you to step up. That's another possibility. Or, hey, they actually listen to farm groups. They all come to the table and say, you know what, we need to do this because COVID's taught us agriculture is critical for the economy and it's critical from a food standpoint with consumers. So we're watching it very closely at RealAgriculture.com.
All right, as always, Shaun, thank you very much for your insight this morning. Host of Real Ag Radio, Shaun Haney, joining us, of course, live from Canada this morning. We appreciate his time.